Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to episode 8 of
We Go Off!
Yours is much better. Welcome to the first episode of Spooktober. This is going to be the first out of 5 episodes that we're planning for the month of October.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting. We've come up with some pretty cool episode ideas, and we can't wait to share them with you.
It's going to be lots of fun, but welcome. First, we should start off with any stories from this weekend. It's been a few since I've seen you, Ethan. What did you do this weekend?
Oh, okay. So, this weekend, I ended up going camping. So we left, Friday night, and we came back around, Sunday afternoon. But it was a really fun time. It was with some people that I was acquainted with but didn't know all that well. So, over the course of the trip, we just got into debaucherous things, moving the tent at 3 a.m. to try to classic stuff. Yeah,
totally.
And just figuring out who would die first in a horror movie. Just the kind of stuff. It's all bonding exercises.
Around the campfire, right? You're
always,
who's gonna kill first, right?
Sitting
Which one of us is the murderer?
Singing our campfire song.
RCAMPFIRESONG song. SMH, man.
Damn, she's got it. But yeah,
good.
That was a majority of my weekend. I know the night before, though, because I am a little bit of a party boy, I was I need a night out. I just need to go crazy. So
classic.
I ended up hitting up every gay joint in the tri-state area. And it was a really fun time, though. So I was hungover as fuck, though, when I was going camping. And I was I don't know if I could do this. I don't know. And then as soon as we got there, one of the people were like, let's take a shot. And I was like, you got it.
You're you're calling my name.
I almost threw the shot up, but then it just it sent us on a good trajectory for the weekend. So
good. It's settled
it was a really good
time.
But,
made you feel better.
So, I didn't even get to talk to you. I felt like I texted you on Monday and you had this whole other life that I didn't even know about. So, do you want to tell the folks what you did this weekend?
Sure. So, this weekend was pretty eventful and pretty fun. It was mostly on Saturday, honestly. I did a lot of things. So, Saturday, my husband and I, we did our first 5K, which is crazy. It was for at UNM. They have a cancer fundraiser, and so you donate money and then you participate in this 5K. But there's also bike riding, or they did a stair stepper challenge in the stadium, which is
that's so awesome.
Yeah, but we ended up signing up for the 5K because I haven't ever done one, but I felt really good. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, without any practice or preparation. My husband and I know. I was impressed, but we ran it in about 42 minutes, so I was really pumped with myself because my only goal was to beat 45 minutes, and I did it. We did it. So that was a huge one.
Joe.
We did it. I know. That was a huge one for me. I was pretty pumped for that. And then right after that, we drove over to Elephant Butte because our friends had invited us to go to the lake with them. And so we went and we were boating around the lake, and then we went and got a swim. And it was just so much fun. Of course, there was drinking and things like that. So it was like a little party boat. It was so much fun.
How fun. Was it cold out there, by the way?
No, it was still 85, high 80s. It was pretty warm.
Girl, because my nipples were diamonds this weekend. Literally when we were camping, because it was 35 degrees at night. Yeah, it was so cold up there.
You're kidding. Yeah, no, I had the opposite.
Dang,
it was
that's crazy.
We left at 9 at night to come back to town, but at that time it was still 75 degrees. It was really nice. It was a beautiful day. Yeah, so a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the weekend. So it was just a lot of things I've never done. It was definitely putting myself out there and trying new things, which I thought was so cool.
That.
Yeah. So sounds eventful. Like you said, we didn't talk to each other all weekend, and Monday we're so what's up? We're we did all these fun things.
I think we both were kind of surprised. We were
yeah, we both were wow.
But kind of going back to last week where we had somebody who went missing. This week before I went camping, I let 10 people know. And I think I even texted you, right? I did, right?
You did, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's good.
I heard you were going camping. I was cool, but I didn't tell you anything about where I was going. Funny enough, but
Jesus, we gotta keep an eye on each other.
I know,
Especially during Spooktober, are you kidding me? Anything could happen.
You're right, a serial killer could get me. I know, I need to be better at that. But my mom always got mad at me because I wouldn't tell people where I was at, so.
I think we're just very independent people, so we don't worry about it,
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to all my loved ones, because I think at one point in time they have all worried about where I am, because I just don't tell people. I don't know why. I think it just, like, doesn't cross my mind until it's like too late, and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, you're about to go home and you're like, oh, I probably should have told someone I was doing this.
I didn't tell anyone for 5 hours where I was.
No, I think I struggle with that too, because I think some of my friends get upset with me because they're like, you didn't invite me out, and I'm like, if you weren't in my immediate vicinity, I'm sorry. It just
did not happen.
It wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're right there in front of me, like most of the time I'm like, okay, we're going, like we're just gonna be doing our thing. So
right.
I think we have that in common for sure. But
Definitely.
I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yes,
Sounds fun. We're hyper excited and ready for this next month. So.
Oh yes, it's gonna be so fun. We have a lot in store for you, so just keep tuned. We'll be posting it on social media and kind of like previews of what we're doing.
Exactly.
So, and speaking of social media, of course, the Instagram is going to be We Go Off Podcast.
Yes.
And you can find us anywhere that you have headphones or not. You can play it out loud. I don't care. Go to a park. Go anywhere. Just blast it. Let the people know what we're doing. You know.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. God, look at us, our little religious background coming forward.
But yes, you can listen to us anywhere where you find your podcast.
Yeah. Well, so based off of our conversation last week, were you kicked out of your apartment?
No, I wasn't.
You were good with your roommate, huh?
Yeah, my 2 roommates are totally cool with me. I did everything I was supposed to, so hey-o. How about you? Did you get kicked out?
Well, yeah, I'm currently living in a little cardboard box now. No.
You and Becky straight up had a fight right after. You're like...
She's like, how dare you? No, we're doing good. Just paid the rent today, so woo, you know.
Gotta love that.
I love that. Losing that money I will never see again.
That's beautiful.
I think we had a very fruitful discussion. I really enjoyed, like, it's funny how many stories we had. I just kept pouring out. I think we could have done like a 3-hour episode. We kept it going.
I mean, I feel like that's with all of our episodes. We just don't know when to stop, and then all of a sudden it's already been an hour. We're like, we should probably trim this short, right?
And we got like 25% of the way through what we were wanting to talk about, but it's fine. It's whatever.
It's classic,
Classic.
We'll expand on it.
Exactly. We will just do a marathon episode one time. 24 hours. Here we
go. Oh goodness, it's like that. What you have like a song that repeats for like 24 hours on loop. Yes. Those YouTube videos. Except it'll just be our voices.
Girl, let's do it. I'm game. Next week, I'm just kidding.
And Ethan will be soloing this podcast. I'm just kidding.
No! How funny. Oh my gosh. Well, so we have been catching up and everything. So we're a drink or two in. And so tonight we bring to you some beautiful cranberry vodkas with a splash of Red Bull. And it makes us feels a little buzzed, you know.
Well, buzzed, and I felt like we were trying to go for like the bloody theme.
The bloody theme,
because mine be looking real red and juicy. So,
wait,
no pun intended.
Blood? Wait a second. Oh God, I didn't know I was recording with a literal vampire.
You see these fangs?
Those are some sharp canines, folks.
They are. Beware. Anyway, no, I'm a werewolf. Shh.
Oh, ow.
Good one. Anyway.
Oh God. Anyways, before we completely go off the rails,
we were already off the rails.
Always, but what are you jamming with this week?
Oh, my song this week. So I picked. It's called "This Must Be My Dream" by the 1975. And it's a beautiful song. It's very mellow, I would say, but it's a mellow, chill vibe, I guess you would say. Yeah. It's very like. I don't know how to describe it, but I definitely recommend you listen to it. And I felt like there wasn't like any particular reason why I chose it. It's just been something that I've been really watching this week, or not watching, listening. Watching. Yeah, I've been watching this. Listening this week too. And it's just been this has been my dream, I guess. I've been living a good life, and I want to keep going with that. So there you go. What about your song, Ethan?
Well, so funny enough, before we got into this, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do like a theme song. And then the first song I choose is kind of on theme for Spooktober. So, my song is called Demons by Hayley Kiyoko.
Oh, love that.
Classic.
Did you hear me? I was about to say that. I was like, let me change it.
So this song is really good. I mean, the overarching theme of the song is it's about Hayley Kiyoko kind of like coming to terms with like she has like these demons in her head, and like she's like kind of in this relationship, but they're kind of like fucking with her head, and she literally says like, I got demons in my head, they're fucking with my head, whatever. But it has like a very kind of spooky vibe to it, and honestly kind of like an empowering song. Like I could see this being on someone's sex playlist a little bit. Yeah, I don't know,
kind of like it. It definitely has. I feel like we just listened to the song before this, but I think it has a lot of personalities to it, so I kind of can see the demons in it because it has, you know, the more quiet or I guess sad tones, but then it has happy, and then there's also like the evil demon inside. So definitely that song title fits for sure.
It's really good, yeah, for sure. And so kind of like getting into demons and everything kind of spooky. This week we kind of wanted to go over some of the horror movies that have made and braked us over the years. Well,
we felt like it'd be a good intro to have a scary movie talks and basically rank them in our opinions and which one was like super scary for us, you couldn't sleep type of thing, and which one you'd be like totally cool with, like, you know, just playing in the background while you're doing whatever, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, you just hear a faint scream every so often.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not too bad. But so I gotta ask you, Pam, like, what was like one of your first horror movies you ever remember watching?
So the first one I actually watched was a movie called The Call.
The Call.
Yeah, and it's just it was like one of those, you know, very stereotypical movies where like a girl's babysitting by herself, and then she gets this random call on the phone, and she answers it. Nothing there really. It's just like breathing. Classic in a scary movie. Just the heavy like. And it's like, who is this? All freaky, right? And anyway, it's about her fighting off this like intruder in her house because she was babysitting, and so that was the first one. I'll say that one didn't really do an impact on me. It wasn't that scary.
Well, so actually, I'm not trying to cut you off here, but I know for some reason I know some like history with this. There was actually a case that had happened, I believe, in the 50s of this babysitter who was actually killed by an intruder, and it actually opened up this whole kind of movie. Horror movie trope of like the babysitter watching the kids,
or like the intruders, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
Crazy.
Well, that explains it because it did start with based on a true story, and I was like, well, and I didn't even know what it was about. I was like, okay, so this was like any babysitter in the entire world has had this happen. I feel like, I don't know, but it wasn't too scary. But then. So that's why I don't normally say it's the first one I saw. The first one, actually scary movie I saw was The Ring.
Oh my god!
Have you seen The Ring?
No.
You haven't?
No.
You need to watch it.
He's a bad horror movie watcher.
I mean, we both agreed, like, we're not super spooky bitches. But, you know, we like to get into the mood every now and then and be scary. But we're definitely kind of wimps when it comes to that. So,
I've had friends who have literally told me that they like to watch horror movies with me because of my reactions. Yeah. Because I'm, like, so reactionary to these types of movies.
I've had that told to me, too. Take our rankings with a grain of salt. Because for some of you guys, you'll be like, okay, that's a one in my book.
They put this on when they're watching it or taking a nap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, basically just a little background noise.
Yeah, a little background noise.
No, but The Ring was really scary. It's about this like video that people see, and it's like little clips of like gross or creepy things like beetles and like blood and just things like that. But then at the very end, you see this random well, like just a well in the ground. And then after the video ends, anyone who watches it, they get a call right after. Yeah. And it's like, you have 7 days to live. And
shit, what?
Yeah. Okay. So basically the whole point of the movie, and we do want to preface, sorry guys, there's going to be spoilers for a lot of these movies we're talking about. So if you're cool with spoilers and scary movies so you know what you're watching when you get into that, then keep listening on. But if you hear a movie we're about to talk about, I'd skip like 5 minutes to get past it.
5 minutes ahead. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but in this movie, basically, the only way to avoid being killed by her is by making someone else watch it.
Ah.
Yeah, so...
Oh my god. I will jump right into something right after.
Yeah, well, no, so, like... I guess that's the whole premise is, like, they're trying to figure out why this video exists, like, who the lady is and all this stuff. But after the 7 days, if, like, you haven't showed anyone else or the person who dies that you've already showed to, she comes back to you. So you, like, have to keep showing this movie to everyone unless you're
It's
gonna...
like the worst game of tag over here,
basically. And so, but, like, I guess what really scared me about this movie was this led into my fear of... women in long white dresses with long dark hair covering their face, man.
Well, isn't there like a biblical story too about like somebody who was possessed and they look like that too, like their hair is covering their face? Like,
I mean, if you watch a lot of scary movies, that's like the common ghost look.
It is, right?
Or the common like demon look. It's very much either a super like tall, slender man or like a woman in a white dress with like a really scarred up face and long hair. Like we got The Grudge, we got The Ring, we got The Exorcist. Like they're all in that theory, but or in that theme.
Yeah.
But this one really freaked me out because I also don't like any like jerky movements.
Oh, jerky movements freak me the fuck out.
That's really like the scary part at the end of the movie is she like climbs out of the TV because you're watching it. She climbs out of the well and you see her like jerky movements and you're like, ah! And then she like climbs out of the TV and you're like, ah! And then she like gets up and like runs at you and I was like already out the door. I was like, get me out of here!
You know what's funny about like some of these classic movies, right? I think, have you ever watched any of the scary movies?
Yes, I've seen like the first two.
Like some of those I feel like kind of like maybe bring down the scare factor a little bit for me because you see these and they're like kind of poking fun at it. And so you're like, oh, it's not that bad, like, you know, but it's still fucking terrifying, especially as a little kid. Because so I'll get into like what my first horror movie that scared me the fuck out.
Yes, please.
When you were talking about this movie, that reminded me of another plot of a movie called It Follows. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, I watched that one.
Yes.
Or that one's like what, a sexually transmitted disease?
Like a sexually transmitted demon. Yeah. It's like you have to have sex with somebody else to lose this demon.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like if anything, this should be like, you know, a good like safe sex video for teenagers because it's or anybody really like
it kind of does scar you. You're like,
scars you.
Yikes!
Like,
if you could have a demon be transferred through sex, what else could you transfer?
What can you transfer? This is why you wrap it before you tap it. You know. It's
what makes me laugh about that movie in particular is like It Follows. It's like this random creature, whatever that person who got it sees as scary. It follows. But, like, this thing is walking at you constantly, but it's, like, walking at, like, 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, like...
As long as you're walking at a good jog, you're
yeah,
good,
literally.
right?
As long as you're constantly moving, I don't see a problem here.
Exactly. You can always outrun your demons, folks. Always outrun them.
But yes, that's a good one.
But, yeah, so, like, the first scary movie that really, like, tripped me the fuck out. So I was, of course, raised very religious. And part of the thing with the church is that they don't like condone anything with like spiritism, so that like leads into like anything with like werewolves, vampires, demons, like supernatural stuff, like just that's all kind of banished. So your selection of what you can watch is kind of limited. But I remember for some reason my parents, I think it was because it was a hype movie during the time, they had showed me the movie Signs. And that's the one about the aliens who come to Earth, and it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I remember, like, so there's like a scene where like the main character, he's like looking under the door where this alien is supposedly held, and the alien like sticks his hand through the door underneath the door, and he like cuts it off with a knife. That was one of the most scarring things. And then there's like this other scene in the movie where like this alien, like they're like getting footage all around the world of like these aliens, and it gives me like chills, even though like it's not that scary, but like
it sticks with you.
It was fucking terrifying when I was a kid, like crying, like couldn't sleep for weeks. But like I remember like it's like a party down in like Mexico or something like that, one of the Latin American countries, and they're like at a birthday party and they're all inside and they're like, oh my god, like there's something terrified. And like they look down the alleyway and like they get a picture of the alien just walking by. The alien's not attacking or anything, but just walking by. But like they like have the alien there. It like gives me chills like right now. Like
I know you have goosebumps right now.
Oh my god! But it terrified the fuck out of me. So like,
how old were you when you watched this?
Probably like 7 or 8.
No wonder.
Yeah. I was horrified. Yeah. Well, and so my dad actually was like such a huge horror movie buff. Like he currently owns like 400 movies that are like horror movie genre. So
my god.
I think for me, I was like, I watched this and I was like, how could you watch anything like this?
I mean,
like,
but you kind of started in a rough one. I've watched a few M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I can't say it for some reason. But I remember watching The Village was one of the first ones.
Honestly, I love that one.
That one's pretty good. I mean, I think that one is more suspense and I would say like scary per se. Like you're definitely scared up until like the last 20 minutes when everything's like shown and you're like, wow, really? Like that's how I felt.
I was kind of pissed at the end of that movie for sure.
I was like, how dare ye? I watched this whole movie expecting something grand and this is it. Like,
and then I'm over here crying for like these characters that I shouldn't even care about.
Like they died for no reason.
He just wanted to play. Like,
I know. Well, have you seen the movie Split?
Oh no, Split. That's the one about the guy who has like a bunch of different personalities.
Yeah,
right?
So that's another one of his movies, M. Night Shyamalan, and that one was kind of more psychological because like he had like multiple personalities, but one of them ended up being like a beast personality, and that's where like the scary factor came into because
he could like literally like morph a little.
Yeah, he morphed into like this superhuman, like super strong individual, and he ran really fast. He could like break into bars and things like that.
Shit.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But
that's really crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I think just kind of keeping in that vein with like M. Night Shyamalan, like, you know, there's just like a lot of movies that he's put out. Like we were talking about it before we started recording about that movie Old. I know I had seen it and you hadn't, but like I just love, like, it's so funny because I think I even saw this meme on Instagram. It said like the biggest M. Night Shyamalan twist would be if there was no twist. Like it was just like the movie just played out. Like because he really has kind of mastered that art of like kind of giving twist, and like I think it has actually made like a lot of the viewers of like when you're watching these movies, you're trying to like predict like what the hell is going to be coming on, what are we about to witness, but you can't ever really get it head on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I feel like a lot of scary movies, I don't know, I feel like that's part of the scare is like there's a twist in most of them. Like some of them of course are straight cut plain, but those I feel like don't get as much like hype. The ones that get a lot of hype have like the weird twist, or like you're not quite sure what's pursuing said person, or X, Y, and Z. I mean, talking about like unknown pursuing, did you ever see Bird Box?
Yes, I did see that.
That one kind of like tripped me out a little bit because like we never see what's going after them. Yeah. Like, you see drawings throughout the movies of, like, other people who, like, have accepted have accepted the demon in their life and are, like, helping the demon kill people. Whatever it is. It might not even be a demon. It could be, like, an alien. But that one was crazy because I want to see what's happening. I'm one of those, like, scary movies for me. I need to see like the evil persona or evil something that's coming after you. And that one, like the fact you don't ever see and you can't see in that movie totally tripped me out.
I agree with that completely. You know, another movie that kind of had reminded me when we were talking about like the twists and stuff like that too. Yeah. Was like The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Oh my god.
Alright, we gotta start our rankings. I'm gonna rank that one a straight 10.
A straight 10
I'm gonna write this down. Jane Doe is a straight 10.
Straight 10. I'm watching it in real time, folks.
Is that you? So I'm gonna rate it a 10. What would you rate it?
I would probably say like a 9 to 10 as well. That one was fucking crazy. Because I think the whole time, like, you are, like, trapped. Of course, like, they put it, like, what, in a morgue, first of all. So, like, you're in this situation. Right. They're, like, trying to figure out what the fuck is happening with this body. Like, as they, like, are trying to examine this body, it's, like, self-healing. It's, like... It's
self-healing. There's, like, also, like, the body itself is cursed with something. You don't know what it is. And then, like, what really freaked me out was, like... The morgue is actually, like, one of those places you have to, like, lock yourself in.
Yes.
Like, and that was like what was
That's
so scary was
terrifying,
because they had to lock themselves into like autopsy the body, but little did they know, spoiler alert, this body is like the body of a witch. Wasn't that the whole point? Yeah, I think that's
the whole point. And I think so like the whole thing is like they get trapped in the morgue because like they like have to lock themselves in, but there's obviously like a way that you can like get out.
Right.
And so like a horrible storm is going throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Like it literally like there's like a tree that apparently blocks it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like we're already on full spoiler alert here.
Yeah,
so just like cover your ears if you don't want to know this. But like the next day or like a couple days later, I don't remember the exact timeline, but like the police show up. And they're like they had like the weatherman, and it was like it's been a beautiful past couple of sunny days because like even like with the radio, she was able to manipulate that and be like, it's a horrible storm. Everybody barricade yourself
right,
down.
And that's
like,
why they never left. Is because they're like, oh crap, there's a storm. We have to stay here. Might as well just finish the autopsy.
Yes.
And I think with that one, and maybe that's why I gave it a 10. Is like it was very psychological,
but
also it had those classic like jump scares or like. You know, she's dead, but, like, whatever's coming out of her is obviously very alive, and it's, coming after them. And I think, like I said, spoiler alert, please, at the end of the movie, where, like, both the father and the son end up killing themselves because of the, like, act she did to them, or, like, whatever spirit was in her.
Exactly.
That, like, tripped me out, because I was, like, rooting them for them to survive. I was like, they gotta survive this, they have to! And
I
like...
think there's something about that element of them, like, taking their own lives that is terrifying, because it's, like... You're trying to fight this demon, but this demon literally brought you to the point of, like, where you felt like there was no return.
Right.
And that's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
So terrifying.
Like, yeah, it was so scary. Funny enough, this was a movie that was recommended by one of my friends. He saw it, and he's a scary movie buff, and he was terrified.
Yeah.
And so he was like, you have to watch this, to me and my husband. And we're like, okay, whatever, the autopsy of Jane Doe. You know, not thinking anything crazy, but... Yeah, after that one, I did have trouble sleeping for a few nights. And this was me watching it like a grown woman at like 22. Maybe that's not grown. But, you know, still older, not like 7 like you were when you saw your first movie. Not like, I was like 15 when I saw my first scary movie. But, that one was so scary.
Well, kind
Definitely
of speaking
recommend.
of like psychological thrillers, I think we had talked about it, and we both have seen Hereditary, right?
Oh!
That's a 10 in my book. Complete, absolute 10 in my book.
I think... Oh, I don't know. It's like close to Autopsy of Jane Doe. It's like right there. Okay, I'll give it a 10. Oh, that one, the psychological ones really get to me. Like
me too.
I don't know how to explain it. Maybe because it like makes you question like your life and things like you've been through. Yes. I think that's what makes it so scary.
I think so too, especially when it's kind of set like I think when you're like. For instance, like if the movie is set on like an alien planet or something like that, while those are still scary, it kind of takes you out of that reality. But like in this movie, like it opens up with like the grandmother dying and like them trying to like grieve and like get past this and like trying to like understand what was really happening. And I think because it was like so set and like something that could happen literally to any
anyone.
Of us.
Like we've all been. Look, I mean, I hope a lot of us have families, people we like care about. So like, I think that just like puts you right into like the picture, and you're just like, oh god,
yeah, literally.
I don't want to see myself in these characters, and sometimes you do, and you're just like, ah.
Well, okay, and again. I think this will be the last time we iterate it, but like if you haven't gathered by now, there's a lot of spoilers in this. So, but in this movie, like over the progression, like she kind of like the mother, so the daughter of the grandmother, obviously, or her mother, the one who passed away. So she ends up trying to get some help. So she goes to like this like self-help class. That's like a grieving class, whatever. Right. So she like gets familiar with all these people, and she's like really trying to like grieve and try to understand like this because her relationship with her mother wasn't that great. Right. So as you're coming to understand more about the family, like she didn't necessarily want her first kid, and so her mother basically like persuaded her to have another kid, right? And it was like a very interesting dynamic, whatever. So she's like really trying to like examine her interpersonal connection with her mother and like what this all means. And then by the end of the movie, what she didn't realize is all these people who were in the self-help or the grieving group are all a part of the satanic cult that her
they're all
mother,
after her.
They're all after her. They literally all were like in on this shit, and we're like going after the family. So like. not that I'm like a very like trusting person, but like I think that fucking terrified me. Not that you should ever like not go to help yourself like through grief or anything like that, but like just like I think that's what made this movie so fucking terrifying for me. Is it's like she was in what she thought was a safe space, and but then that safe space was literally it was the worst place you could have possibly have put herself in.
Oh, goodness, yes. And that's also what's super scary. Is like, you think, like, for her, I just fell for her. She wanted to try and get help. And instead, it just backfired completely.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's funny how a lot of these movies seem to connect in some ways. There's, like, similar plot lines.
Yes.
So I think for some people, this is why they're like, scary movies aren't original anymore, because they, like, pull from other scary movies and use, like, the same plot lines. So funny enough, with that movie, how, like, you know, they all end up being, like, a satanic cult. In the Paranormal Activity series, I don't think you've ever seen that.
I haven't seen those, but I mean, I'm familiar, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so, like, the first 3 movies are connected. Those are one of the only ones I've seen. I haven't seen, like, the 4th one, or Ghost Dimension, or whatever there is now. But in the first 3, it follows, like, this entire family. So, like, the first movie is this woman and her husband. Yeah. You know, that whole, like, plot line. And then the second movie, it's the sister of that first woman and her family. And that whole plot line. Okay. And the third movie, it's the 2 sisters as they were little girls and their parents. Oh. So that's where it originated. So, like, it was very interesting how they created this universe, because they kind of did it backwards. So, like, the first movie is what happened first.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry.
No, I think it's like...
The third movie is what happened first. Then the first movie is what happened next, and then the third movie is, like, the conclusion of that family. Yeah. Sorry, the second movie. Wow, see, I'm already, like, reversed. So 3, 1, 2. Yeah. That's how it, like, the timeline plays out. But in the third one, what freaked me out was at the end of everything, they're being haunted by, like, paranormal creatures. Like, there's a ghost or something in the house. And so they end up going over to the grandma's house, the 2 daughters and their parents. They're like, we gotta go, we gotta get out of this house. So they go over, and that night, you know, the father, like, they hear something, so, like, the mother goes out. The mother doesn't ever come back, so the dad goes out and is like, where is she? And so he goes out, and his daughters are both gone out of the bed, and he's like, what's going on? Oh, my God. And so, like, and so, like, he's basically trying to find, like, what's going on, and, like, all the while, all these, like, creepy things are happening, and so, like, he finds one of the little girls, and he's like, we gotta get out of here, so he's, like, trying to, like, pull her out, and then he finds his second daughter, but, like, while he saw her, he's like, what are you doing? Because she's, like, all curled up. He's like, are you okay? And then, like, you see the mother, like, die. Like, she just, like, gets kicked off the stairs and she's dead. It was just ridiculous, because what ends up happening is the dad dies because all of the girls, the grandma and the 2 little girls, are part of a satanic cult.
Why are they all like this?
I don't know.
Is there just as many satanic cults?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. Oh
it was like, to me, it just tripped me out. And I was like, no wonder this whole family's haunted. It's because they're all involved in this, and they've, like, accepted, you know, having demons in their life, I guess. I don't know. I probably, like, summed that up terribly. Yeah. For those of you that saw it, you know what I'm talking about. But super weird. Satanic cults for the win.
No, okay, so that honestly kind of reminds me of the movie Midsommar. You had said that you had not seen it, right? I
had not seen it, but I know it's a classic.
Oh my god, it's crazy, right? So, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that it was actually connected. So the same artist, or the same director who did Hereditary. So Ari Aster... they actually had done this one Midsommar. Okay. And so the plot of this one is that during the summer solstice, they somewhere up in Europe, I do not remember exactly where. Yeah. But you go there and literally you get like 24 hours of like daylight. So it's like midsummer is like the time where like you're at the peak of the summer anytime. So they have like this whole like summer ritual, and like they have the May Queen and all this stuff. Okay. So somebody had come to the United States, and they were studying basically abroad in the United States, and so he gets his friend and his girlfriend to go with him back to Europe, and so they're like doing this festival, and so it's like really cool. Like they're kind of experimenting with like some drugs like during this kind of movie, particularly shrooms. Yeah, and so they're kind of like experimenting this idea, but they're also trying to get their grad papers written. So like some of them are like, I want to write about like this unique little group of people who like all come together for this festival and like kind of like what this really means. And so what they don't know is that each year there has to be a sacrifice.
Of course there has to be a sacrifice. Yeah.
And what's better than to bring people who are from another country in for the sacrifice? So over the course of the movie, like people start disappearing and stuff like that, and there's like excuses for them disappearing, and it just gets more and more intense and ridiculous until you're at the end and somebody's in a fucking bear, like a little, like trapped inside a bear.
What?
Yeah, like they like it's crazy. Like
you need to watch this.
You need to watch this. But it's just
sounds wild.
Literally, like these people get sacrificed, and you're like, what the fuck? Like literally, like the whole time you're watching this movie, it's like again one of those psychological thrillers, and so it's just like it blows your fucking mind. So. I think for me that's like another like 10 movie, and I think as you can kind of tell, like there's a trend for me. I think like when it like has to do with like psychological, I think that's more scary than the jump scares of like something like an It movie or something like that, where it's like there's like boom, like scared.
So I've kind of noticed that like movies can fit into categories where there's like psychological, there's the horror gore, there's the jump scares and like kind of more demonic, like unsure creature things. Yeah. And then there's also like zombies or like alien scary movies.
Yes.
So I feel like those are like the main four, and I feel like a lot of movies kind of fall into that narrative based on like their type. And so I'm with you. Psychological for me. I feel like I'm very like sympathetic and pathetic, so like when I see these things happening on screen, I automatically like
internalize it.
Yeah, internalize it and like kind of see it from my perspective, and it freaks the shit out of me. So, I mean, I think those psychological ones are really good, but I also have a love kind of for the demonic and like the paranormal.
Interesting.
Just because, like you said, growing up religious, they don't talk about that, or they don't like talking about that a lot because they're very much like, if you talk about it, you're inviting the devil into your soul. Right?
Oh my god,
and so, like, for me, those are the movies I, funny enough, tend to, like, gear to, like, wanting to watch by myself because I'm more intrigued. Like, of course, I'm terrified to press play, but I'm, like, intrigued because I want to see what's going to play out on the screen or how they're going to portray demonic spirits, because I hadn't really ever heard of them, and all I've heard of demonic spirits is like the extreme of like Exorcist, where it's like they're going to get inside of you and you have to exorcise them out of that body.
Yeah.
So like
exercise? I think, oh god, I hate exercise.
I can't exorcise.
Exorcise. I'm just kidding.
No, but like funny enough, one of the movies I think is really scary for me is The Conjuring, or just The Conjuring series.
The whole series is fucking terrifying. Yes.
Yeah, well, so I would give that, I'd say an 8. That would be my ranking for this one, or for the series as a whole.
I would probably say about a 7 to 8 for myself as well.
I'll say 7 because that's the first thing you said.
That's it. Yes, call me out.
But like, funny enough, when I started like watching movies by myself, The Conjuring was the first one I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And that one was scary because another common theme in movies is like either the children are in tune with the demons or the spirits, or the mother.
The mother, yes.
It's never the father. I don't know why. Maybe it's like...
Because men are fucking terrifying already.
I don't know. I want to see a scary movie where the man loses his shit. That'd be interesting. But no, in The Conjuring, the first one especially, the mother is just like basically chased down by the demons because the ones that had previously lived there was a mother who had lost her kids or like had killed her kids. So that one was just really scary because for me it kind of brought up the jump factor scare, but also the fact that, you know, you could be taken over by a demon, or demons like could be after you, like stealing parts of you from yourself so they can get inside you because you're weakened.
Well, and so I think what was terrifying for me about The Conjuring, right, is those were supposedly loosely based off of real stories, right? So like Ed and Lorraine Warren were real people, and these were like some of their stories that they had encountered, and so this was like a real family.
Right.
And so with this particular demon, right, like the reason why it did go after the mother was because she was the weakest one of the family, right? Like that was like the original reason why it attacked her, because I don't know if they really describe it that much in the movie. Like maybe there's something like mentally, or maybe she was just drained because of all the stuff they were experiencing. But it broke her down enough that this demon could come in and possess her.
Right.
And that was so terrifying. And so
scary.
I think for me, I remember the first time I watched the original Conjuring, I must have been like, I think it was like me and my cousins, like we had like, we were all still in the religion, and they were like, let's watch this movie. So like we watched it, and I was like, this was like, at the time it was a 10. It really was. But now that I've seen like some other stuff, I've had to realize it. But just the fact that like this has happened, that there has been possessions in real life, I think that was the part that terrified me because of the religious element.
Exactly.
And I will be honest with you, I still struggle with it, right? For myself, I think I really try to stay away from demonic stuff.
Yeah.
It terrifies the fuck out of me, honestly.
That's interesting because I don't know. Maybe watch me get possessed in a day. No,
my God.
I don't think it like I understand it's possible, but I don't think it's something I would ever open myself or be okay with, because I've kind of seen it's more like mental health status, and also like how you feel with yourself. So like if you're not feeling good about yourself and you're already like down in the dumps, and then all of a sudden this demonic thing latches onto you and starts like attacking you, that could potentially happen. But I don't know, I guess it's one of those things that, can it happen? Has it happened? Or is this just stories they tell you?
Well, okay, so, I mean, not to diminish Ed and Lorraine Warren, for instance, but they were kind of known to embellish on their stories for sure, you know? So, a lot of the times they were, at the end of the day, a lot of people are trying to make money, and I think with a lot of their stories, unfortunately, there was a lot of embellishment and a lot of like, look how crazy this was, when there was really like not that much. And I think you even see that with a lot of people who are commonly like ghost hunters nowadays and stuff like that. Oh, you remember. We went to a famous haunted museum in Las Vegas.
And that's for another episode. But everything was embellished in that.
Everything was embellished. They're like, look at this. Look at how crazy this is. And like,
we covered it in salt and, rosemary.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, this thing attacked us and the door like moved slightly. Like,
and you see him jump away all freaked out.
Exactly. So I think, unfortunately, like, I like the genre of like horror movies, and like it's something I want to explore more.
Right.
But I think sometimes when people try to like bridge that gap to reality, sometimes that's where I kind of lose touch with it, or maybe the religious side of me kind of like takes a hold of me, and I'm like, oh fuck no, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the Conjuring universe is pretty well done. Personally, I do like it. Another one I think that has a good universe would probably be Insidious.
Yeah.
What would you rank those yourself?
Okay, so I remember watching the first one, and that one was the one that my roommates all told me that they loved watching that with me. The first one I think is like, the scariest. Because that's the one where like the demon is like behind the guy, right? Yes, that was terrifying. So I literally lost it. Like, but yeah, so I think that was one of like the scariest moments I've ever seen in a horror movie.
Yeah.
And like just this kind of idea that like there's like this whole kind of alternate reality that they had to go in and save somebody was fucking terrifying to me. Like Stranger Things on steroids,
Tell me about it. I know. That's crazy.
So yeah, I would probably say that one was a 10 for me for sure.
10? Oh, I'm gonna be like, I think this one for me, I gotta say a 7, and I'm ranking like the whole universe together.
Okay.
Because like the first one I think was the scariest. The second one had some scare factors to it, but the third one I just couldn't really get into. I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, I'd give it a 7 just because I think for me The Conjuring was more scary than the Insidious universe. But this is also me saying this. I haven't watched it in a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been years since.
So maybe this is one of those things I have to watch this Spooktober because I need to vamp myself into it. But.
Dude, this is making me excited because you had like postulated like for us to watch a horror movie after this. I'm like, there's so many.
I think we're gonna do it. Yeah, we have so many of these, but yeah, that one's pretty good. So definitely recommend it for you guys out there who will be watching some of these movies this month. That's a good series to get yourself into.
I think so. Well, so okay, earlier you had brought up like kind of like the 4 different categories, and with one of those you were talking about like the alien and the kind of like zombie element, and so I kind of wanted to pick your brain about those because I feel like obviously like scary movies, a lot of them do revolve around like the demonic side, but I was curious, like, what did you think about like a movie such as like World War Z or something like that?
Honestly, I kind of love the zombie
me too, a little bit.
I think it's like honestly intriguing because everyone not everyone, but a lot of people,
just kidding.
Everyone everyone swears that this is something that could potentially happen. And I mean it could, but I think for me those are probably more like the mildly scary, and often I think those movies tend to be more action based for me. I would kind of turn them more into action because like World War Z, I Am Legend, like even Warm Bodies, like that one I think is more action and scary.
We had talked about this before a little bit, the podcast. Like, do you think like, I mean obviously like there could be like mixed genres, but like the romance or like the comedy with horror, like it's always been intriguing to me because like for me horror is like always set in one place, but it doesn't have to have that like one intersectionality. There could be like other dimensions to it. I mean,
there's other dimensions, but like if you think of scary movies that actually scary, you're probably thinking more thriller horror or I don't know, maybe even sometimes like comedy horror could be more scary, but I feel like romance horror kind of just like nixes a little bit of that scare factor because you're like, oh how cute, and then you're like, oh my god, but that's so cute.
You're rooting for them, you want them to survive.
I mean that one we just threw in there because we had to debate it. Is this a horror movie? I would love to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think Warm Bodies could be considered a horror movie?
Man, I don't know. I feel like it's almost more coming of age romance for me than I would say.
I definitely agree.
Coming of age, ironically, as it's a zombie, but you know.
I mean, I will say that was one of the like earlier movies I'd watch as like a rom-com. I'm like, I love Warm Bodies.
But I mean, you know, I think that does even open like a broader discussion because like for me, like I was saying with like the religion, like I would really stay away from like the demonic stuff. So like one of the scary movies that also terrified the fuck out of me was I Am Legend. I remember my dad showed me that. I still remember he had gotten us McDonald's and we were I was like so excited. And I couldn't even get through this fucking cheeseburger once we started this movie because it was so terrifying, and I think it was because it was that real premise that like somebody found a cure for cancer. This is going to be great. And then it shows like 3 or 4 years later like
everyone's basically screwed.
Yeah, everyone's dead. So that movie terrified me. But in that kind of vein, like with like horror movies, like I think a lot of the time it is kind of surrounded with like that kind of Halloween theme, that kind of very dark, demented theme. But I feel like honestly it does have a broader term than just like just that I feel like I Am Legend I would definitely consider, or
I mean there's also just scary movies don't. Or maybe, I guess, if we branch it out to Halloween movies, they all don't have to be scary. Because there's, like, Hocus Pocus.
That's right.
I mean, I put Trick or Treat on here. I wouldn't say it's, like, scary per se. Like, there's definitely, like, a little bit, you know... What would you call it? Where, like, you're a little unsure about certain things, but, like, it's not scary per se. I feel like that movie definitely is one of those, like... You see things, like, karma kind of get to people, and you're like, oh, that's a little odd. But... I mean, funny enough, talking about kids' kids' Halloween movies like Hocus Pocus, did you ever read the book Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
My dad did.
Yes. So you know, like the ones where it's like, who stole my thumb? Or like, I don't know if you saw that one, or like the...
Did you watch the accompanying movie to that as well?
I did. And it was actually kind of spooky. I was like, oh, like watching these stories I've read all my childhood be played out on screen was kind of freaky. Yeah. If I rated it, I would probably give it a solid like 6.
She's like, it scared me so much. 6.
It wasn't. I said it kind of scared me.
I'm just kidding. I know, I was just being funny.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, you're good. I mean, I think it was because the stories, like, I think the one that scares me the most, funny enough, is like the girl that had the spider lay the eggs in her cheek, and then it burst, because that was one they played in the movie, and I was like, no!
That's terrifying.
Because, like, that could happen. If a spider lays eggs in your leg, you could have baby spiders coming out of your leg.
Yeah.
So that freaked me out.
No, that's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what's kind of funny? So, like, I know that you were talking about, like, kind of movies that, like, maybe, like, scared us as, like, little kids. And, like, kind of, like, as we've gotten older.
Yeah.
It's not as scary. Like, that's kind of how I felt about the Final Destinations.
Yeah.
And I think that was because, like, these people would die and, like, the situation that could happen. Like, I remember this kid being at the dentist, and like there was like puffer fishes above him. One of them fell in his mouth, and like he was like choking, and then like they save him from that, and then he walks outside, and this like glass falls on top of him and kills him. I'm like, that could happen to me. Like, honestly, it still scars me to this day. So if anything, I think it was more of a PSA, like, watch your surroundings.
Watch where you're going.
But
yeah.
As a kid, that was like, oh my god, like I could be dead. Like, you know,
those movies. I mean, I watched them when I was older. I know, like, that those were really popular when I was, like, in middle school and high school.
Yeah.
And everyone watching them were like, those are so scary. And, like, there's still some things, like, the classic one where, you know, there's those logs in the back of the truck. And people, like, don't drive behind trucks with logs anymore because the person who did that died because a log went straight into her body and killed her. So, like, you know, little things like that scare you. But honestly, if I was ranking those movies, I see how, like, unrealistic half of those deaths are. Like the one where like there's one where like the kid gets sucked into like the bottom of the pool. I was like, how is that gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Or another one where I don't know, they're all just
very cheesy.
Very cheesy. Yeah. Like one, you go through a car wash and you get stuck inside the like and your like sunroof and you get cut off. Yeah, I was just like, okay. So I mean, granted, there are some scary parts to that, and I think for me, what I look away from is the gore. But I would give that a 4.
4 for gore. Yes.
4 for gore.
No. You know, I don't know why but when you were talking about the log scene, that did remind me of like this other movie. Did you ever watch The Descent? That's the one where like they go into the cave and like there's these creatures down there.
No, but I did see As Above, So Below or something like that.
As Above, So Below. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, that was so scary.
Yeah? Okay.
That was so scary. That's all psychological. You would love that. Maybe we should watch that one. Oh my god. Anyway, that one was a good one. But yeah, no, there's so many. You know what I forgot to mention as one of like the movie's tropes? The serial killer trope. Okay. I completely glossed over that.
Have you seen that new Netflix miniseries, Jeffrey Dahmer?
I haven't seen it all. I've watched the first 3 episodes.
Yes, I've been watching it too.
Oh, that one really just... I don't know. It gets to me. It's really mentally taxing almost.
It's very mentally taxing, but what I do like about the director, Ryan Murphy, is that he actually did say that he didn't want to have the story through the eyes of Jeffrey Dahmer. He didn't want to make this like a sympathetic story. Yeah. And he wanted it to be through like the victims and like kind of like this ideal, because I think a lot of the time what gets lost, especially with horror movie tropes and stuff like that, is that it does kind of pull this like sympathetic role for like the serial killer where it's
and they like pull out, or like you almost kind of root for the serial killer at some point.
Like they're bad people.
In Friday the 13th. Well, no, not in like the Dahmer one. And I will say I may disagree with you on that a little bit, because watching some of the show, they're kind of putting a lot more into his background, Dahmer's, and like how he was raised or the things he went through. And I kind of didn't like that, because it's just fair. I understand, you know, things happen to people and it's really tragic. Like, I do feel for him and the things that happened to him. But that does not mean he had to turn into a serial killer. There's no... Kill people. Yeah, right. There's, like, no reason why this trauma had to turn into that. But I don't know. I guess I'll give you an update towards the end of the season.
Oh, we're definitely have to touch base on this.
Yeah, because this is also the first 3. I've just watched a little bit more about his childhood in the past couple episodes. So I'm like... this guy, they're trying to make me have sympathy for him. Screw him, you know. But
yeah, totally. But
anyway, about
like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I was talking about like Friday the 13th, or even like Halloween, where there's like Michael Myers or Jason. these like serial killers that basically in each movie, if you've like noticed, they kill multiple people.
Yes.
And they're brutal.
What? No way.
No,
wait,
no one dies.
Again?
I have no idea. No, but like I think those ones kind of freak me out. But like I've said, I don't like gore, and that's like the problem
gore
with
is like my issue with as well.
Yeah, so like I could never watch the Saw movies. I had difficulty watching the new Friday the 13th because there's a scene where this guy's leg gets cut off from like a bear trap.
Yeah.
And so he's like stumbling, like trying to crawl his way out of this like cabin thing that they had. But unfortunately, I think it's Jason. Is it Jason in Friday the 13th? I think so.
Yeah.
He shows up behind him and just picks up this guy like he's nothing. And then just hangs him on like a meat claw and like right through his back. And you hear it all. You hear like the...
Gosh.
And I was like, ooh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh! There's a physical response happening.
I'm reliving it. It was so disgusting. But like watching that, I was like, I need a moment. I can't do gore. So
you know your boundaries and I respect
I do.
that.
So anyone who can do gore, tell me how. I know it's fake, but just to me, I can't physically imagine someone going through that pain of being stabbed through the back with a meat hanger. Oh!
Oh, no. Ooh. There was a game that I would play. Oh my god, it's escaping me right now. But like that was like the whole premise. Like there was like the people who were trying to escape, and there was like the person who was chasing you, and like if he caught you, he'd put you on one of those meat hangers. Like it's the whole premise of the game. Death by Daylight. That's what it's called. Dead by Daylight. It's kind of fun, though.
I may have to watch that or play it.
Let's do it, honestly.
Maybe. Okay, you know what's a game series that's really scary? Have you played Outlast?
No.
My husband and I will have to have you over while we play Outlast because there's two of them. The first one is like an asylum theme.
Ooh, okay.
And that's really scary. The only problem with these games is you can't fight back. So it's like all running. Like you just have to run and hide, which is so scary because,
That's
most
terrifying.
of us think like, if I was in this situation,
I would do this,
I'd grab a hammer. And no, half the time you have to run. So, and the second one, I think you would appreciate it, is a religious one. So scary.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't know. Watch her be possessed by the end of this, but just kidding.
Her eyes are turning black.
There are so many movies we want to continue on.
Literally, I think we only touched like
a third
of the movies we had written down.
I mean, you know what? Just for you guys, in case you might want an interactive list of what we've been talking about or what we've seen.
Yeah, we'll post this.
Yeah, we'll post this so you guys can have something to go off of if you're wanting to follow along with the Spooktober theme and watch some movies.
Hell yeah.
I know some of these are on streaming platforms like HBO, Hulu, Netflix. Yeah. But at that point, we'll have to end this portion. This is so fun to talk about, but don't worry, Spooktober will keep going. But we're gonna get to our mini rants.
Yes. Well. Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it. I mean, Ethan, you want to start? You want me to start?
Oh, I think you should start.
Oh, okay. Well, since, I did a 5K.
Oh, look at her. She's a maverick of...
I basically, shouldn't I have, lost a few pounds since I did that?
Honestly, those thighs could crack a watermelon at
You know
this
what?
point.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess my frustration so far has been, why is exercise so hard?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a lot of people who love exercise kind of, talk about how it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to make your body stronger.
Yeah, but they like the pain.
Yeah, they like the pain. Push through the pain. But wouldn't it be easier to work out if you didn't have to, worry about how hard it was? You'd be in better shape.
Yeah.
Everything would just be better. I don't know. I get so frustrated how, I know I can run, a mile, or I could do these certain things, but I just wish my body could do more.
I agree. Yeah.
That's my frustration. It's not really a crazy rant, but I want it to be easier.
Yes.
So.
I know. Me too. Me too.
Anyway.
I mean, we could have some rockin' bods.
I mean,
I think we already do.
I just feel like eating is so easy. Why can't the opposite of working out be easy?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
It's not that hard.
The audacity of our bodies.
Yes.
Anyway, what's your rant, Ethan?
Well, okay, so as we have started into fall here, I love winter and fall. Like, fall is one of my favorite seasons ever. I love, like, the changing colors. It's fall. Beautiful. The sweaters, just even, like, kind of like the festivities that it kind of leads into Halloween, or just, like, even going to the pumpkin patch, stuff like that.
So fun.
I adore it so much, right?
Right.
But the thing that pisses me off, because, like, you know, fall leads to winter, and I love winter because I can snowboard. Like, there's some really fun stuff that you can do. But what pisses me off is, why do we have to lose hours of sunlight? Like, listen, like, I'm over here. I get out of work at 8 o'clock most nights.
Oh,
and
goodness.
By the time, like, this time of year is already rolling around, the sun is completely gone by the time I get out of work. And it just gets worse from here. And for people who are struggling with, like, seasonal affective disorder and stuff like that, it just makes me so upset, because I just want to be able to enjoy the sun. Like, I need it to have some vitamin D, and I'm talking about the sun, folks. I need this every day. The sun
gives you vitamin D?
You didn't know this?
No, I did. You're fool.
Where did you think vitamin D came from? I'm just kidding. I know what I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. It's so funny. I agree, though. I have a lot of, like, people I've known that, like, are affected by the seasonal disorder, and it's really difficult to lose, like you said, 4 hours of sunlight. Like, that's kind of astronomical.
When it's like 4 o'clock during, like, the middle of winter, and the sun is already gone,
about to set, and you're like, excuse me, I have plans.
I did not sign off on this.
I know, and it really, like, kind of messes with your sense of time, for sure.
And what I'm gonna say is, we just need to get rid of daylight savings time. Let's
we
strike
need
that
to do
bitch
it
down.
There's I swear there's
isn't
something.
There legislation?
Yeah, I think they're talking
about
that, because in Arizona they did it. Why can't they do it everywhere else? So
yeah, let the people choose.
Let the people speak.
Also, just give us more time. You know, let me just determine what time of day it is. You know, I think that'd also be great.
You know what? Just put 36 hours and 24. How about that? That's the plan.
Yes. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes.
Of course, you should follow us on our social media, because that's where we post a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with this. And whatever platform you're listening on, you should really give us a like and review if you would like to, because it does help out. And honestly, it's really sweet to see what you guys post about it, and it just gives us motivation to keep going. So,
agreed. Yes, and thank you, everyone. And please continue to listen in while we do Spooktober. We'll probably have a lot more questions on our Instagram page, so yeah, definitely follow and give us your feedback. Yeah. So, thank you so much, and we will see you next week when we go off.